Hello YouTube, it's Championdjk coming at you with a video, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I haven't done really a how-to video on customizing or anything in quite a long time. The last one was probably when I did some LED lighting on a car. I'm just going to do something real quick here that I've wanted to do, and that is I'm going to base swap these two trucks. So these are from Auto World Premium Release 2 for 2019. We're going to go ahead and base swap them. So I'm going to take the base off this truck. I'm going to put it on this truck. So it's sort of going to be like a wheel swap tutorial of sorts, but I won't bore you with too much detail. We'll just go ahead and try it. So the first thing we need to do is open up these trucks. So I'm going to go ahead and open them up. Move the packaging off to the side. This is a wonderful release from Auto World. If this one turns out and it looks good, I'm probably going to do it with the version A's as well. I picked out these two because the bed on this one just looks slightly crooked. I'm not sure if you can see that at all, but yeah, I guess it's not that crooked. It looked worse in the package for some reason, but anyway, I selected this one, and then this one I just had an extra one of these, so I went ahead and we're going to go ahead and we're going to drill them apart. So first thing I'm doing is I'm just looking at the rivets on the bottom here. They are quite a bit smaller than a Hot Wheels rivet, it looks like, but I think I'm going to use my same drill bit that I would use for a Hot Wheels rivet, and it should make quick work of these. These are real small on this on these Auto World cars. So there's a look at the bases, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to drill them apart. So the bit I'm using and this is the one I normally use for Hot Wheels. This is a 5/16 drill bit. I think this one's Cobalt. Definitely get like a hardened metal one because it tends to work for a lot longer. I've had this drill bit for a long time. Okay, and sorry about the noise. The conversation is going to be a little bit difficult during that, but I'm just using a Black & Decker cheapo drill I got from Walmart. We're on an old t-shirt of mine right here, and I'm going to go ahead and just drill out the rivets first for the car. A lot of people, before I do this, a lot of people go ahead and drill holes for the screws to go, which these are going to be the button head screws we replace the rivets with. Before doing this step, the only reason why I don't is because without ever taking one of these apart, I don't know how deep I can go with that pilot hole until we get this thing apart and find out how easily that's going to be done. So I'm going to go ahead and start by trying to drill out one rivet. And it should make pretty quick work of it because, like I said, this bit is pretty big for the rivet that we're working with, but actually could go a little bit more here. Still a little bit more needs to be done. Anyway, you're just going to work on this until you get them done. So I'm going to go ahead and drill all 4 rivets real quick, and then we'll pop this apart. And I'm surprised it's actually not popping right now. So maybe I think these are 2 separate pieces, but we're going to find out in a moment. All right, so stay tuned. Okay, so I got them both apart. They're constructed a bit different than I thought. And unfortunately, these are going to be tough to put back together and put screws in because you have wow, kids are jumping around upstairs. Because you really have no way I'm going to be able to drill this back one without drilling through. There's just no space on this post at all to drill through. The front one we probably could make a hole and hold it together with a screw, and they should actually hold together pretty well just with one screw. So I think that's what we're going to have to go for. So the screw that we put in the front likely will go through. What are they doing up there? The screw likely will go through here, and it will actually end up screwing into or drilling through a bit of the motor, which is in here. So you can see how these are constructed. This is The cab is one separate piece. The bed is another piece. It's riveted to the bed of the truck. So with 2 rivets there. There's also a rivet here holding in the interior piece and the latch for the hood. And this is, of course, going to be the same way, as you can see in the bottom there. And then the front bumper is actually just painted. It's part of the casting. The rear tailgate is a separate piece because it folds down. It fits in there. And then the other bumper is also a separate piece that fits in like so here, if I can get it in there. So it kind of fits in like this, but it really snaps into the base though. These little 2 holes are right here. So it's a pretty cleverly designed casting. So I guess first up, let's just see what this is going to look like. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of place this base on, and it kind of snaps together good. Like you almost barely would have to do anything to hold it together. So there's what it's going to look like. That looks really nice, I think. And then let's check out this one. So this one we got to put our tailgate back in. And I apologize if you guys can't see this too well. And by the way, I'll put some links in descriptions for like button head screws, some other stuff. I'll throw some links in there for where you can get that stuff in case you have any questions about where to get it. I also got a tap too, the tap handle. I can leave a link for that. We are going to tap these together. I'm going to screw them together so they are permanently, well, not permanently, you could always unscrew them, but so they are secure. I'm actually going to put this in the base first. So this actually hangs on the base. And I'm sorry if I'm not doing a great job of showing you what's going on here. I'm trying my best. We could have some fun and wheel swap these things too with some Hot Wheels wheels or something like that, but we're not going to do it for right now. Oh man, that looks good. I think that looks awesome. Snap it together. And there's that one. That looks really nice. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole through the body right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and tap it. I think it should be just enough post to go ahead and tap a screw in here, and then this is going to be held together with 1 button head screw, and that's all we're going to be able to do. We're definitely not going to be able to do it on the back side of this because it will drill right through the body. So I will just show you the finished product in just a moment. Alright, so here's how they turned out. They did turn out pretty good. That 1 screw worked out pretty decent. So they are screwed together. 1 screw in the front, there is no screw in the back. Again, as I said, there's just not, you probably could cut a screw really short, and if you were really, really careful, you could get it to thread in maybe like 1 to 2 threads in the back, and it probably would hold it a little bit more secure, but like I said, it's really not that necessary. These things snap together pretty good because of the way I drilled them, and they look excellent. I really like the way this one looks in particular, but this really is no slouch either. Looks really, really good like this. So I don't know, I'll probably end up doing this with the red truck and the yellow truck too, because I do have some extras of those. I kind of wanted to base swap both of those. I might end up doing this to like every release of these trucks, who knows. It looks pretty darn good. And so yeah, that's why I'm not leaving any of these trucks behind. If I find any of these in the wild, I'm definitely picking them up. If you look really, really close, you can see the screw is popped all the way through there. It's really hard to see, but it is popped through, and it's kind of sticking up into the motor, which is totally fine. It's not a big deal. If I wanted to monkey around with it too, I could probably get this bed a little bit straighter on this cab as well, but I'm really not going to screw around with it. If you press down really hard right here, you can see that it kind of straightens out a little bit. You could probably take it apart again and kind of bend it in a way that probably would make it a little bit straighter, but I'm not going to do that right now. But I think these both look awesome with a base swap. So I think that was pretty cool. So yeah, both held together by 1 screw. Full disclosure too, I did have to then super glue in this motor, because when I did drill through it, the motor actually popped out. So I did have to super glue back in that motor. So full disclosure, that's what had to happen. All right, so I'm going to take some sweet pictures of these. Stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and put some pictures up, just a little music, and we'll end the video that way. But thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any questions about how this was done, feel free to ask me. I'd be glad to answer, help you out, or help you source any of the tools. I will provide a couple of links in the description below, probably for just like the tap handle, the button head screws, and all of that stuff. So just so you have access to that. And then yeah, of course, if you need these trucks, you're gonna have to just find them. They made a lot of them. They are available on eBay if you need to find them. Otherwise, keep checking your local Walmart, and hopefully you come across a few. All right, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Have a good day.